YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, I'm Gigi, and I'm back again with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the top 5 meta loadouts that you should be using in Warzone right now. As we know from all the weapon tuning and adjustments, we haven't had a set in stone meta weapon for a while now. So with that being said, there's been many options to pick between, and today we are going to be going over the top 5 that I believe are the best you can possibly be using right now. With this top 5, we aren't focusing on one weapon category, so there's going to be meta weapons for both close range and long range gunfights. I'm also not ranking these in any specific order, so keep that in mind when we're going through the list. If you guys do go on to enjoy today's video or find it useful, let me know by dropping a comment and a like below. And of course, if you guys are new around here, I post a lot of Warzone content and best class setups just like this, so feel free to subscribe and keep up to date with all the best class setups and more. So without further ado, let's get right into this top 5. So moving on to our number 1 loadout, we have the AMAX and the Modern Warfare MP5. Even after all the nerfs that this AMAX has gone through, this thing is still an absolute beam and the TTK is still extremely quick, especially if you're hitting them in the head or the upper torso. You still see a lot of pro players using this in their tournament loadouts, and that's because this thing is still fantastic overall. As you guys see from these clips, as long as you're hitting all of your bullets, your opponents are going to down extremely quickly. And this class setup overall has very minimal recoil and it is very easy to control, and that is why this gun really stands out from all of the other ARs in Warzone at the moment. So this AMAX is definitely worth giving a go this season, and if you haven't done so already, I definitely recommend that you do. And if you don't have this gun leveled up, I definitely recommend that you hop onto multiplayer and get it leveled up ASAP, as Modern Warfare guns are way easier to level up than Cold War. So to back this AMAX up, we have the Modern Warfare MP5. This gun is absolutely insane this season and gets the job done with no problems at all. This thing was meta for quite a long time before all of the Cold War guns were introduced. The hipfire and quick reloads are really crucial to those close range gunfights, and this gun has all of those. Overall, it's a really easy weapon that you can use, and you can always rely on it as it has very little recoil, and I can finally say that it is definitely back in the meta once again. This thing performs really well in close range and medium range fights because of its high damage, so keep that in mind when using it. Here's the class setup you're going to want to be using for these guns. For the AMAX, you're going to want to be using the monolithic suppressor for the muzzle, the XRK Zodiac barrel, the VLK 3.0 optic. For the underbarrel, you're going to want to use the Commando foregrip, and for the ammo, you're going to want to use the 45 round mags. For the MP5, you're going to want to be using the monolithic integral suppressor, the 5MW laser, the Merc foregrip, the 45 round mags, and sleight of hand for that quicker reload. So moving on to our number 2 loadout, we have the KRIG 6 and the MAC 10. This KRIG loadout has no recoil at all as long as you have the right optic on it, and the TTK is very quick. This KRIG class is very easy to use because of its minimal recoil, and it is great for medium and long range because of that. If you're hitting your opponent in the head or the upper torso, they're going to get down very quickly, and this is why this KRIG loadout is one of the best out right now. Now this MAC 10 loadout has basically no recoil at all, and even after all of the nerfs that this MAC has had, it still has one of the quickest TTKs in the game up close. You can run around the map very quickly when you're holding this gun because of how mobile it is. And from an overall standpoint, I still believe that the MAC 10 is still one of the best, if not the best, SMG in Warzone right now. Even from a medium range, this gun still gets the job done. The reason the MAC has such a quick TTK is because of its fire rate. It has one of the quickest fire rates in the game, which gives it such a huge advantage over other SMGs. So here's the class setups you guys are going to want to use for these guns. So for the KRIG 6, you're going to want to use the Agency Suppressor, the 19.7 Ranger barrel, the Field Agent grip, the Staynag 45 round mag, and the Axial Arms 3x optic. For the MAC 10, you're going to want to use the Agency Suppressor, the 5.9 Task Force barrel, the Staynag 53 round drum for the ammo, the Tiger Team Spotlight, and the Raider stock. Moving on to the number 3 spot, we have the Kilo and the Street Sweeper. With the release of Season 3, we really saw a comeback with this Kilo after quite a bit of time, and this thing absolutely destroys your opponents. This class setup barely has any recoil to it, and the damage is fantastic overall. It definitely performs its best with long range gunfights, but it can definitely get the job done for medium and even sometimes close range. So you're going to pair this up with the Street Sweeper, and this Street Sweeper setup is one of the best very close range weapons you can possibly be using in Warzone right now. Obviously, because this is a shotgun, it's not going to have a lot of range to it whatsoever, but at close range, this thing is absolutely dominant. As long as you're going to be hitting all your shots up close, there's almost no gun that is going to beat this thing. Yes, when you're using a weapon like this, you are giving up the ability to shoot from mid to longer range gunfights depending on the primary weapon you're using, but I can definitely assure you, as long as you're hitting all your shots, you are going to kill someone so quickly up close that they're not even going to know what hit them. So here's the class setups of both of these guns. For the Kilo, we're going to have the monolithic suppressor as our muzzle. For the barrel, we're going to have the SynGuard Arms 19.8 Prowler. For the underbarrel, we're going to have the Commando foregrip, the 60 round mags, and the VLK optic. For the Street Sweeper, we're going to have the Agency Choke as our muzzle, the 13.3 reinforced heavy as our barrel, the 5MW laser, the STANAG 18 round mag, and the wire stock. So moving on to our number 4 loadout, we have the Ram 7 and the LC10. This Ram loadout has one of the quickest TTKs out of any assault rifle in the game right now. If you are hitting all your bullets, your opponents are going to get downed very quickly and they're not even going to know what hit them. The only downside to this Ram is that it has a little recoil if you're playing on console, but it definitely is easy to control. Once you get the hang of it, you're going to realize how dominant this Ram really is. And it's fantastic from long, medium, and close range. I personally do believe that this Ram is one of the best ARs in the game right now, and even though it has that little recoil, you're definitely going to want to give this setup a go. Now this LC10 backs up this Ram 7 perfectly. This LC10 class setup has no recoil at all, and it's great from close and medium range gunfights. Something that's great about this LC10 is that it can have up to a 55 round mag, which is great for quads and trios when you're taking over multiple opponents. And if you are very close with this LC10, this thing is going to melt your opponent if you hit all your bullets. These two guns are a fantastic combo, so you're definitely going to want to give these setups a go. So here's the class setups you're going to want to use for these guns. For the Ram 7, we have the monolithic suppressor as our muzzle, the FSS Ranger as our barrel, the Commando foregrip, the 50 round mags, and the VLK optic. For the LC10, we have the sound suppressor as our muzzle, the 13.9 Task Force as our barrel, the Salvo 52 round fast mag, the Serpent wrap, and the Raider stock. So for the number 5 loadout, we have the GRAU and the Cold War MP5. The GRAU, like the Kilo, are definitely making a comeback this season as they are now viable weapons. We haven't seen this gun in the mix for the longest time, and now finally with the new season, this thing is an absolute beam once again. This GRAU class setup that I'm using has a difference from its OG meta GRAU, which is the optics, so you can beam people at even farther ranges with no recoil whatsoever. This GRAU gets the job done from long and medium range with ease, and this is why it's matched perfectly with the Cold War MP5. Now, this Cold War MP5 backs up this GRAU class perfectly. This MP5 also has one of the quickest TTKs when it comes to the SMGs in a close range gunfight. This gun is also very mobile, so you're able to run around the map with ease and have no problems at all. Now, with this MP5, it definitely performs its best in close range gunfights. Once you get a little bit further away, you're definitely going to start to notice some vertical recoil, but it's pretty easy to control, but it can get annoying at times. So you're definitely going to want to keep in mind that you're using this for close range gunfights and the GRAU for pretty much anything else. So here's the attachments you're going to want to use for both of these guns. For the GRAU, you're going to want to use the monolithic suppressor for your muzzle, the Tempest 26.4 Archangel barrel, the Commando foregrip, the 60 round mags, and the VLK optic. For the Cold War MP5, you're going to want to use the Agency suppressor for your muzzle, the Tiger Team Spotlight, the STANAG 50 round drum. The rear grip is going to be the Serpent wrap and no stock. So there you have it, guys. These are some of the top 5 meta loadouts to use in Warzone right now, in my opinion. And this list definitely has the potential to be different when Season 4 comes out, because whenever a new season comes out, there's always some sort of weapon tuning that is done in the game. But overall, we're just going to have to wait and see and find out for ourselves. With that though, if you guys did go on to enjoy today's video or find it useful, definitely let me know by dropping a like and a comment down below. And if you guys are new around here and enjoy Warzone content and best class setups just like this, definitely feel free to subscribe and keep up to date with all of my videos. But with all that being said, thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. So peace out.